Good afternoon, committee members and other parties of interest. This is the reconvened evaluation committee meeting for RPS-25-00191 Architectural/Engineering Services for Brandon Fire Station number 11 replacement. My name is Ethan Kersey and I'm the senior buyer assigned to this project. This meeting is being held in part by means of communications media technology and has been publicly noticed. Active participation will be for committee members only. Provisions have been made for any member of the public desiring to have access to view the meeting. The recording will also be available after the meeting is ended. Please be advised that the code of silence is still in effect. All meetings and correspondence must include me. Again, for the record, this meeting is being recorded and has been publicly noticed. At this time, I'll ask each committee member to reintroduce themselves for the record, beginning with the committee chairperson.
Williams, Capital Programs, Architectural Services Manager.
I'm Mansur Yazi, Capital Program, Architecture Services.
Mario Bola, Capital Programs, Architect.
Chris Rideout, Hillsborough County Fire Rescue Infrastructure Manager.
Thank you, guys. On June 20th, 2025, 3 firms were shortlisted and requested to deliver oral presentations for RPS-25-00191. These presentations were completed on July 8th, 2025, and the recordings of such presentations will be made publicly available shortly. The committee will now discuss each firm's presentation and either confirm or adjust their original scoring by consensus. Evaluation Committee Chair Tara Williams will lead the discussion for this new scoring. Tara, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks, Ethan. So I guess let's start with Wanamaker Jensen. The criteria 1, ability of the firm and its professional personnel. We had that score at a 34 out of 35. Based on their presentation today, my personal feeling is they really kind of went above and beyond on their current station design and their history of it. It kind of showed us what they've been implementing in other stations a little more in depth. So I really appreciated that. So I'm okay keeping their score as is, but I would also up it to 35 if that's acceptable.
Well, like Tara mentioned, it had a really good approach with 3 different options for the building. Spent a lot of quality time. So with that said, yeah, I'll go with 35.
Chris?
I'm comfortable with 34, I mean, what it is, but 35 is what's carrying. Fine with that too. They did provide some additional information regarding some of the innovative things that they've been doing.
I like some of the innovative materials they use, the durability and the longevity of those materials that hopefully reduce maintenance costs. They're very attractive to us. I'd be willing to raise it to 35.
One of these,
The 35, so you changed to 35 too, right? So 35.
35 for criteria 1 for Wanamaker Jensen.
So criteria 2, their experience with projects of similar size and type, kind of similar to the last criteria. That they obviously have a lot of recent history, which I think is really valuable for us, just on innovative solutions on how to solve some of the things that are issues in current fire stations. So again, I'm comfortable with the 34. I'd be okay increasing to 35 depending on what you guys is feeling.
I'm with the 34. I'm okay with 34.
I agree, 34.
Fine with 34, just that's one of the options that they presented could fit into that buffer zone.
Okay, no adjustment 34 for criteria 2?
Yeah.
Fine.
Criteria 3, their willingness to meet schedule and budget. I think that they put a lot of effort into their budgeting and we didn't really touch a ton on the schedule. But what I really liked what they said about the budget is having their construction team there to kind of give them that insight along the way. So whether we have a CMAR or hard bid, we know we have a contractor kind of available at a moment to verify those costs for us. So I really thought that was a bonus to the project team. So I think I'm comfortable keeping the score that we.
I think so. Well, they said that they have in-house, but would be additional costs.
Yeah.
So 14, I'm comfortable with 14.
Same here, they did a robust layout of budget, even giving us the cost of temp service, temp facilities and all that, stuff, like 300 and something, right? So I thought that was making it very transparent, the good decision making too. I'll leave it at 14.
Absolutely, which is great. 14.
And then, I don't think we really got into criteria 4 a lot, the effect of the firm's, recent, current, and projected workload, so I'm comfortable leaving where we had baseline of their proposal.
I agree. Stay with 14.
Yeah, I didn't have much on that.
Okay, so
No new
criteria,
information.
sorry, criteria 1, we adjusted to 35, the other 3 of y'all left. So
Correct. So for Fleischman Garcia, criteria 1, ability of the firm and its professional personnel. I think they both had a ton of fire station experience, like we already knew based off of their resumes. Yeah, just a ton of it. So again, comfortable keeping their score at 34 for that.
I agree with you. So.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
Similar, I don't, nothing happened today to change my opinion.
Okay. Criteria 2, experience with projects of a similar size and type. So like we just said, tons of experience, even in Hillsborough County, lots in Pasco County. So again, I'm comfortable keeping it at 34.
I agree with you, 34. No changes.
34.
34 for criteria 2.
Willingness to and ability to meet schedule and budget. We had it set criteria 13. So they did touch a little bit on their schedule, which they didn't have in their written proposal. Yeah, and same with the budget. So I think I would recommend that we increase that score to a 14 since we got a little more information from them today on that criteria.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I agree with you. When we find out, what the sequence will work, how they're gonna break this. I don't know how practical could be, but I think they spend a lot of time. They've had a concern about that, upgrading, hardening, facility costs, impact. So I think that we'll understand this one. So I agree with you. I'll go with the 14.
Raising Fleischman Garcia's criteria 3 to 14.
Firm's recent, current, and projected workload. Again, we didn't touch on that too much, so I'd be comfortable leaving as is. Yeah,
I agree with
yeah,
you.
probably. Good, yeah, excellent. So Long and Associates, criteria 1, ability of the firm and professional personnel. I thought they did a good job of presenting some different options to us. And obviously having them have done the site criteria is a huge benefit to us. They're very familiar with the site. So we had that at 33, so potentially we could make that 34 points just based off of, I don't think they put a lot of information on the existing site analysis that they did in their proposal, but today they kind of went more in depth on that, and their knowledge of the site.
I think your insight ahead of time on the drainage aspects is huge. That's gonna be a major driving part of this project. You can see from some of the drawings, the ponds readily vary depending on the amount of improvements and the nature of the improvements. So I think that warrants a raise in their score.
Okay. I like the approach. They come up with a couple of options, layout, the building, all this. Not really something that really worth considering, the option they're providing right here. So I agree with both of you guys. We should elevate this one to 34. So from 30 to 34.
Based on the variety of options they presented, a lot of, and then addressing the constraint, the drainage constraint, some other constraints that we have on site. And they kept to it exact matches.
So 34 for Long Associates criteria 1.
Yes.
Criteria 2, experience with projects of similar size and type. I think I'm comfortable keeping them at the score that we gave them at 33. We know that, they have some recent Fire Station experience, some with Hillsborough County, and some other projects of similar sizes. They're familiar with working with us also, so I feel comfortable keeping their score.
Great. Mario? Okay.
I think that's.
So it's 33. I agree with.
It's 33 for criteria.
And then willingness to meet schedule and budget requirements. I appreciated the cost sheet that they brought us, the estimates, the schedule, all the milestones. So obviously they have a willingness to meet that, and they know that's important to us too. So I'm comfortable keeping them at 14. I'd be comfortable raising that too. I think they put a lot of effort into.
It did put a lot of effort. I think it's warranted to raise them.
Yeah, I think for them, it's good. I mean, to me,
I agree.
they did talk to it fairly confidently also.
And if they provide the schedule, so they understand that.
Yeah.
So,
So 15 for criteria 3.
Material 4, again, we didn't discuss. So keep that the same.
Okay, we'll go through this really quickly here. So our 3 firms that presented today, start at the top, Wanamaker Jensen Architects received an additional point for criteria 1, moving from 34 to 35. They received the same score of 34 for criteria 2 as previously, 14 for criteria 3, and 14 for criteria 4. That adjusts their total score from 109 to 110. Fleischman Garcia Maslowski Architecture received the same score for criteria 1, 34, same for criteria 2, 34. They received an additional point on criteria 3, from 13 to 14, and then 13 as well for criteria 4, which is the same as previous, moving them from 104 to 105. Long and Associates received an additional point for criteria 1, moving them from 33 to 34. They received the same score for criteria 2, 33 as previous. They received an additional point for criteria 3, moving them from 14 to 15. And then we kept their score for criteria 4 of 14, which moves their total score from 105 to 107. So going in the order there, Wanamaker Jensen ranked 1 at 110 points. Long and Associates ranked 2 at 107 total points. And Fleischman Garcia ranked 3 at 105 total points. Do we agree with that?
yes.
Okay. That will conclude the reconvened evaluation meeting for RPS-25-00191. Firms continue to monitor UNA, which was previously Bonfire, that we rebranded to UNA for additional upsets on this solicitation. Thank you, everyone.